This is the CC-SMART All-1 4K camera. Right now we are going to look at the secondary camera control panel menu or the features menu. You access the menu by bringing your mouse cursor to the bottom of the screen. This can only be accessed while you have your All-1 camera connected directly to a monitor via an HDMI cable and while you have a wired or wireless mouse connected to the USB mouse port on the back of the camera. Again, you access this menu by bringing your cursor to the bottom of the screen. There is no pin for this menu as it is mostly secondary features to the camera. From left to right you have a digital zoom button to increase your digital zoom. You can decrease your digital zoom by pressing the zoom out or minus button, taking you back to your original field of view. You can mirror your image or flip your image vertically. You would need to do this if you had your camera perhaps inverted or mounted backwards. The CG button is the color conversion button. This will instantly remove all color to black and white. Click again to toggle back to color. This is the freeze button. Once an image is frozen, your part can move, but the image will remain frozen. The reason you would freeze your image is to potentially measure something on the screen without it moving. To go back to your live image, you simply depress or toggle the freeze button again. And now we are back into live mode. This button is your grid line menu. This is going to produce a series of lines on the screen forming a grid. You can increase the rows by clicking here. You can increase the columns by clicking here. You can make the line thicker by increasing line width and color here. You can also add a preset or load a preset here. All preset management is here. Once you have saved a grid, they can be called back from this list. Once you've set the desired amount of lines on the screen, those lines can then be manipulated manually. You do this by closing the grid menu, selecting a line, clicking it, holding it with your mouse and moving it. You make this menu reappear by clicking the line grid menu once again to make them all go away. You can do one of two things. You can decrease the amount of rows or decrease the amount of columns or decrease the line width to 0. You can also click visible or invisible here. That way, if you want to access the menu again, and access the lines the way you left them, you simply check the visible button or checkbox once more. The next menu is the overlay menu. The overlay can be loaded over the screen by clicking the Load DXF button. From here your files can be accessed. You simply select the file and click OK. This menu shows you exactly what needs to be done with your DXF file in order for it to load properly. Next on the menu is your autofocus menu. This menu can be placed anywhere on the screen, so as to not interrupt your inspection process. The slider on your left-hand side controls your zoom ratio, and the slider on your right-hand side controls your focus. Simply select the blue dot on the slider. Drag it to the top to increase magnification. Likewise for decreasing magnification. If you would like to access the full field of view of your camera, simply grab the blue dot and drag it to the end of the slider. To zoom back in on an area of interest, grab the slider and bring it back in. You can also click on a specific area of the slider and it will go to that area. You can increase and decrease magnification by clicking the arrow button, which will slowly increase your magnification, or likewise by decreasing your magnification. There are also 3 programmable presets. By clicking them, they will automatically take you to the desired magnification. To edit that preset, right-click on the menu, double-click on the input, and enter the desired magnification, hit close when done. Then click OK. On the right side of the screen you will see your autofocus menu. You can click out of autofocus by toggling to manual. Once you're in manual, you'll have access to this slider and you can manually change the focus if desired. You can click one push for a one-time autofocus, or you can simply click it back into auto mode. We will cover more on the autofocus menu in another segment. Click the X to exit the menu. Back to our secondary camera control panel. This is your LED lighting control. This can be placed anywhere on the screen and will stay there until it is closed. Simply drag your slider to the left to decrease light and drag to the right to increase. Click the X to exit the menu. When you bring your mouse down back to the bottom of the screen, this will let us access some of our comparison menus. This button will do a side-by comparison. Once you're in this menu, you access your SD card file by double-clicking, and your pictures again by double-clicking. Here are all of the images we've taken. Select the image you want to compare by again double-clicking. Now, on the left side of the screen is your captured image and on your right side of the screen is your live image. You can also access the rest of your image by dragging it. To get back to camera selection menu, click the back button. To select the next image in your roll, click the next button. The next button is your browser. Click that to access any connected storage devices. Here we have our SD card connected. I double-click that. Once I double-click that, I then have access to my pictures and my videos files. Double-click my pictures. I can see all of the images that I've captured. I can then review them here by double-clicking. This is now the captured image. To view the next image, I click here, to view the next. If I would like to delete this file, I can click the delete button. It will ask me if I want to confirm this choice. I will say yes, that image has now been deleted. I click the back button to get back to my pictures file. Now I am going to select multiple files to be deleted. I do this by single-clicking an image until the blue frame is around it. Once that frame is present, I delete by clicking the trash can. It will ask me if I am sure that I want to delete. In this case, I am going to hit cancel because I do want to keep those images. I can go back to the SD card file or I can go home by clicking here. I can also watch recorded videos via the camera. When I'm done, I can hit play. I can go to the next video or can go forward. Or I can go step by step in frames. Clicking the home button will take me all the way back to the home screen again. Going to the right, we then have our settings menu. This will access all of the settings for our camera. This will be covered in another different video. Last is our About menu. Clicking this will tell us our software version and a link to our website.